The galaxy had already judged humanity long before it ever met us. To the ancient civilizations spread across the stars, Earth looked insignificant, a polluted world orbiting an average yellow star at the edge of an unimportant spiral arm. Humanity itself appeared divided, emotional, violent, and technologically primitive compared to races that had traveled hyperspace for thousands of years. The Galactic Assembly had a word for species like humanity: temporary. Civilizations either evolved into something useful or disappeared. And according to every prediction model in the galaxy, humanity was destined to disappear. We were too aggressive for diplomacy, too compassionate for conquest, too chaotic for unity. To them, humans were an evolutionary contradiction, weak creatures pretending to matter. So, when the first alien fleets arrived in Earth's orbit, they didn't come with fear. They came laughing. What they didn't understand was that humanity had survived things far worse than aliens. We survived extinction events, ice ages, world wars, plagues, nuclear terror, collapse after collapse after collapse. Pain wasn't new to humanity, it was our birthplace. And when the galaxy finally pushed Earth too far, humanity stopped trying to be civilized and unleashed hell. Chapter 1: First Contact. The first contact happened in the year 2189. No explosions, no invasion, no dramatic attack, just silence. Massive black ships appeared above Earth overnight, hanging motionless over every major continent. Their surfaces absorbed light itself, like holes carved into reality. Panic spread instantly. Governments activated emergency protocols. Religions declared prophecies fulfilled. Military satellites locked targets. But the ships did nothing. For 13 hours, humanity waited. Then every screen on Earth activated simultaneously. Phones, televisions, billboards, vehicle displays, even disconnected systems somehow turned on, and a face appeared, tall, pale, eyes like liquid silver. The being introduced itself as High Executor Vale of the Karith Dominion, a civilization nearly 40,000 years old. His first words became the most hated sentence in human history. Do not be afraid. Your species is too primitive to threaten us. The message continued for 20 minutes. Humanity, according to the Dominion, had officially been evaluated and classified as a protected lesser species. It sounded peaceful, but it was humiliation disguised as mercy. Earth would not be allowed to expand militarily. Humanity would surrender orbital control. Alien overseers would guide human development. All independent deep space programs would be dismantled. In exchange, humanity would survive. The Dominion believed they were being generous. The problem was simple. Humans would rather die free than live as pets. Chapter 2: The Galactic Laughter. The galaxy watched Earth's response like entertainment. Across thousands of worlds, broadcasts mocked humanity openly. Alien commentators laughed at human militaries. Our weapons still use kinetic ammunition. They fight wars on planetary surfaces. They require oxygen. Entire comedy programs were built around humans. One famous broadcast showed a human soldier struggling through mud while sophisticated alien warriors floated effortlessly above battlefields. The audience erupted in laughter. Humanity became the galaxy's joke. Even worse, the Dominion underestimated us because they misunderstood our history. Alien civilizations unified early. Most had stable governments for millennia. Many eliminated war before reaching space. Humanity did the opposite. We advanced because of conflict. Every terrible chapter of human history forced innovation. War created stronger engines. Fear created stronger defenses. Competition created impossible inventions. Humans weren't peaceful explorers who learned warfare later. We were survivors who learned exploration. That difference would soon terrify the stars. Chapter 3: Earth bows its head. For 2 years, Earth appeared obedient. Human governments signed agreements. Military fleets were reduced. Orbital weapons platforms were dismantled publicly. The Dominion celebrated. Humanity had accepted its place, but hidden beneath Earth's oceans, inside abandoned mines, under Antarctic ice, within the dark side of the moon, humanity was building, secretly, quietly, relentlessly, because humanity had learned something critical during first contact. Alien civilizations had become dependent on superiority. They no longer expected resistance, and arrogance is the deadliest weakness in war. The United Nations dissolved national military barriers entirely. Scientists from former enemy nations began working together for the first time in history. Not for peace, for survival. Every human conflict suddenly seemed meaningless compared to extinction. And for the first time ever, humanity united. Not under ideology, not under religion, not under politics, under rage. Chapter 4: The Monster Inside Humanity. The Dominion's greatest mistake wasn't attacking Earth, it was humiliating humanity publicly. Because humiliation transforms fear into fury. Alien overseers treated humans like children. Dominion soldiers walked through cities armed while humans remained disarmed. They interrupted governments, controlled trade, restricted technological research, and every insult fueled something ancient inside the human species: hatred. Not reckless hatred, focused hatred, the kind that waits patiently. Human psychology confused alien scientists. Humans displayed contradictory behavior impossible to model. A species capable of compassion and unimaginable brutality. Humans cried over strangers, yet invented weapons capable of erasing cities. Alien analysts considered this irrational. They failed to understand the truth. Humanity's kindness was never weakness. It was restraint, and restraint only matters when something dangerous is being restrained. Chapter 5: The Day. Everything changed. The spark came from Jakarta. A peaceful protest gathered near a Dominion command tower. Thousands of civilians marched carrying Earth's flag. No weapons, no violence, only chants demanding independence. Then a Dominion officer panicked. One shot fired. A child died instantly. The crowd froze. For 3 seconds, the entire world watched in silence. Then Dominion soldiers opened fire. By the end of the hour, over 4,000 civilians were dead. The galaxy barely cared. To the Dominion, it was a minor suppression event. To humanity, it was the beginning of war. That night, every hidden military bunker on Earth received the same transmission. 2 words: unleash everything. Chapter 6: Earth Unleashed Hell. The Dominion expected riots. What they got was apocalypse. The first attack came from beneath the Pacific Ocean. Entire sections of water exploded upward as hidden human carriers emerged from miles below the surface. Hypersonic missiles screamed into orbit before Dominion sensors even recognized the launch. 3 orbital command ships vanished instantly. Then the moon opened. Massive railgun installations hidden inside lunar craters fired tungsten projectiles at near-relativistic speeds. No energy signatures, no warning, just destruction. Dominion fleets shattered. Across Earth, cities transformed into fortresses overnight. Human drones swarmed alien patrols endlessly. EMP weapons disabled advanced systems. Cyber warfare infected Dominion networks with adaptive AI viruses designed by human military intelligences. Alien commanders couldn't understand how primitives were fighting this effectively. But humanity had spent thousands of years mastering one thing: war. And unlike the Dominion, humans fought dirty. They ambushed supply chains, destroyed communications, used decoys, weaponized asteroids, turned civilian infrastructure into resistance networks. Every human became part of the war effort. Teachers built ammunition, Students hacked satellites, farmers hid soldiers, engineers weaponized mining equipment. Earth itself became hostile. Not a planet, a trap. Chapter 7: The Human Counterattack. Then humanity did something the galaxy considered impossible. We invaded alien space. Not cautiously, not diplomatically, violently. Humanity's first interstellar fleet emerged near a Dominion shipyard in the Arcturus sector. Alien commanders laughed initially. The human ships looked crude compared to Dominion vessels. Angular armor, visible weapon systems, massive engine scars, primitive. Then the humans opened fire. The Dominion relied heavily on shield technology. Humanity bypassed shields entirely. Why? Because human scientists discovered something horrifying about advanced civilizations. They optimized for efficiency. Humans optimized for victory. Instead of elegant plasma weapons, humans launched dense kinetic spikes accelerated to impossible velocities. Simple, cheap, devastating. The impacts tore through Dominion stations like meteors. Explosions lit entire orbital rings. And for the first time in thousands of years, the Dominion retreated. Chapter 8. The galaxy learns the truth. Panic spread across interstellar civilizations because they finally realized what humanity truly was. Not weak, not primitive, young. And there is nothing more dangerous than a young species forced to evolve through constant suffering. Alien historians began re-examining Earth's past. World War I, World War II, Cold War nuclear standoffs, global terrorism, economic collapses. Humanity should have destroyed itself dozens of times, but every catastrophe only made humans harder to kill. The galaxy had mistaken survival scars for weakness. In reality, humanity was a civilization forged inside pressure, and now that civilization was angry, very angry. Chapter 9: The Fall of the Dominion. The war lasted 6 years, 6 horrifying years. Entire fleets vanished in deep space. Stars burned from antimatter detonations. Planets changed governments overnight. Humanity became something terrifying, efficient. Not because humans enjoyed violence, but because we adapted faster than anyone else. Every Dominion tactic worked once, only once. Human AI systems learned in real time. Human soldiers modified weapons during battles. Civilian industries transformed into military production within hours. The Dominion couldn't keep up. Their empire was ancient, stable, predictable. Humanity was chaos. And chaos is impossible to control completely. The final battle occurred above Karos Prime, the Dominion capital world. Thousands of ships filled the darkness. The Dominion expected humanity to demand surrender terms. Instead, Earth transmitted a single message across all frequencies. You laughed at us. Then humanity attacked with everything it had left. By dawn, the Dominion was gone. Chapter 10: Aftermath. The galaxy expected humanity to become conquerors. After everything the Dominion had done, revenge seemed inevitable. But humanity shocked everyone again. Earth refused imperial control. No enslaved worlds, no extermination campaigns, no galactic dictatorship. Instead, humanity dismantled the remaining Dominion hierarchy and freed occupied systems. Because despite all our violence, humanity never fought for domination. We fought because we remembered what it felt like to be powerless, and that memory never left us. Years later, alien schools would teach the story of Earth differently, not as the tale of a weak species that became strong, but as the story of a species the galaxy failed to understand. A species capable of terrible destruction, yet still capable of mercy. And carved into the memorial stone, floating above ruined Dominion space, were the words every civilization would remember forever. Humanity was never weak. You were simply fortunate we showed restraint. The galaxy once mocked humanity for being emotional, divided, fragile, and violent. They thought kindness meant weakness. They thought empathy meant fear. They thought restraint meant inability. They were wrong, because the most dangerous creatures in existence are not those born powerful, but those forced to survive. And when the stars pushed humanity to the edge, Earth did what it had always done. It endured. Then it unleashed hell.